So if you're watching this video and you are pretty good at something, meaning you have a specific skill, maybe you have extensive knowledge on something, or maybe you've been practicing for a few years something, and you would say that you're pretty good at it, right? Maybe not the best of the best, maybe not the complete expert, but you would say that you're pretty good at it. Well, I need you to watch this video. This is super important because if you're about to take action on what I'm about to say, it can actually change your life, right? So let's get straight into it. So I'll show you exactly how that thing that you're probably thinking about, right? When I say, what are you good at? You probably have that thing in mind that can pretty much provide you with a life you probably never imagined being able to have, right? And this could be anything from you've been able to make money through a specific way, you are in shape, right? Or you have extensive knowledge on whatever it is. Maybe it's a hobby, whatever it is, right? Again, it doesn't even matter. And I'll be exactly giving you the exact things you should focus on, right? So you can leave the video and have the actionable things you should be doing to be able to get that skill and have that life that you want, which is the promise of the video, right? And how can something I'm good at, right, in your case, make me successful? That's probably the questions you're asking yourself. The answer is online education. I'm about to dive in on why specifically and all the details, right? It's essentially just being able to teach and help other people online. Pretty simple, right? Just being a teacher and teaching other people, that's a pretty simple concept to understand, right? Technically, yes, it is simple, but there are a few things you need to do and set up correctly. And I will get to those in this specific video, right? But before I get into those, let's look at the benefits. Because why am I even showing you this opportunity? Because it's intriguing. Because a lot of people have those skills. They want to be able to have the life that they want. So I'm essentially bringing you that solution specifically with what you're good at, right? And there's huge opportunity within that. So having an online education business pretty much lets you have a business that gets you 95 and up profit margins, maybe in the low end 90, but really high profit margins, something that you pretty much don't see in any kind of business. Allows you to work from anywhere, which is something a lot of people want. Makes you anywhere from 5 to 100K per month plus. Really depends on exactly your situation. And essentially having that and being able to teach other people on what you know, essentially you can work on your passion, which for a lot of people is very, very enjoyable and fulfilling, right? And why does it work for so many people is because these two things I'm about to tell you are the most valuable in today's world. So having knowledge or skill, pretty much why you probably click on this video because you saw the title. If you have that knowledge or skill, super, super valuable. And the second thing is attention / recognition. So being able to have attention, being able to have people know about you, those are the things that are most valuable, right? And this exactly system, being able to help other people on what you know, is what I've been able to do for Alex to get to 23K in sales in 20 days, Katie to 40K per month in the first month, and others as well, right? Just to show you exactly what I've been able to do for people who do exactly that, right? But let's get back to the video. So as I promised, here's the exact things you should focus on to do this. And this is the step-by-step, right? It's not going to be some super long video, just telling you exactly what you should do with a step-by-step, which I feel this is the kind of videos that are missing on YouTube, right? So these are the 3 things you should focus on when starting the online education business. The first thing is traffic and attention. You're not going to be able to make any sales if nobody knows about you. You can have the best product, you can be the best teacher, you can be the expert, right? But if nobody knows about you, you're not going to go anywhere, right? That's the first thing. That's why it's first, because it's super, super important to have that. Although it doesn't have to be huge, and I'll get into that in a minute as well. The second thing is your offer. So this is essentially what you're going to teach and how it's packaged. So I'll tell you exactly the specifics on that. And the number 3 is the selling system, being able to sell people in, right? It's a completely different game from the attention, from the offer. So it's 3 different things that essentially you should focus on. Obviously, there's more to this on having an online education business, but if you're starting out, these are the top 2 things you should look at, right? And here's the very first step. I'm going to give you the first steps, which pretty much is exactly what you should do first, right? Before you even start any of this, before I get into the other things. You should go on Calendly. If you don't know what that is, it's basically an online calendar where people can book directly to speak with you. That's the number 1 thing you should do the first. Well, so I want you to create a calendar with your availabilities. Create a link for that calendar so people can book directly a time with you. You can set that up pretty easily. Calendly.com, it's free, whatever. Do that in the very first step, right? And put it in the bio of your social media accounts that you have. You probably have an Instagram, maybe you have a YouTube, whatever it is. Put that specifically in the bio. That's if you're just starting out. Maybe if you have an audience and you're planning on doing something different, don't listen to this. But if you're completely ground zero, maybe do this. This is a good idea. Specifically, you're starting out with absolutely nothing, right? Again, if you're in a different position, you have an audience, you've been able to already kind of manage an engagement with them, maybe don't do this at the start, right? This is just if you're starting out once again. So here are the 4 things. This is you essentially. So let's get to the first things. Like I said, traffic and attention. Any kind of online offer, which is exactly what we're doing here, being able to help people, the online education, being able to be a teacher, is what we call online offer, right? That's how you package it. Yes, you can teach. You can teach through videos, you can teach through live calls, whatever. But essentially, online offer is how you package it, right? If you didn't know, right? It wouldn't work if it wasn't for traffic and attention. Right? That's the number one thing. How you're going to get sales and how you're going to be able to have the life you want is traffic/attention, right? If you're starting out developing an organic client acquisition system, because again, you're making that traffic and attention for people to join you, to learn about you, and then eventually to pay you, right? Is the best way for many reasons. Doing it organically, meaning you're not paying to be in front of those people, right? And again, I don't want to bore you in this video. This won't be your regular post content advice or post 3 times a day. I'll tell you exactly the specifics on what you should do, and this could pretty much apply to any niche, so you can at least get started on it, right? YouTube, first of all, you probably know about YouTube. YouTube is probably the easiest way to put yourself out there and get people to recognize you, right? And I know what you're thinking. I have to make these crazy thumbnails and these crazy highly edited videos and have speed production. That is completely false. I know a bunch of people who just set up their phone, speak to the camera, upload it, and then they make a bunch of money. So it doesn't have to be that. You can do this, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? So why is YouTube so good? Because the audience builds trust way more quickly than short form content platforms. If you're posting TikToks where they only see you 5 seconds, they're not gonna build a connection as if they listen to you for 15 to 20 minutes talk like you're doing right now. You can make videos as VSLs. If you don't know what that is, you're essentially just speaking your solution, and then if people want to join in on your offer, you're basically just selling them in the video, but not directly. It's a specific way of being able to sell people, right? You have to do it even if you are only plan on doing short form content. Like if you're only planning on doing short form content, you're gonna have to build a YouTube channel anyways, right? So it's a good idea to even do it if you're unsure, if you don't want to do it, still do it, right? And essentially, it's best to bring in high ticket clients, specifically clients that you're going to be able to help with your skill. Again, you're going to be able to be the teacher, and they're going to pay multiple thousands of dollars for it, right? That's really what you want at the end of the day. You don't want these low ticket sales, as we call them, so little products for $50, $100. You want those higher ticket clients, which is the whole goal, and YouTube's going to help with that. The strategy is you want to post content that other people have had success in your niche. So pretty simple. Whatever you're good at. Let's say it was fitness, for example. Well, look at other people making fitness videos and exactly see what they're doing, what videos had the most views, and adapt to who you are, your story, your journey, whatever that is, right? Depending on your niche, you can highly edited video YouTubes, like you can have those videos that I've talked about, or you can do broad style, you can do presentation. Again, a lot of different kind of videos work for different kind of niches. You want to post once or twice a week consistently. This is the key here. It's not about posting a few videos and then calling a day. If you really want to do this, if you know that this is the kind of life you want to have a business with upwards of 95% profit margins, work from anywhere, you have to do this consistently for a little bit at least, right? Just don't think that your first few videos, they have no views, it's not going to work. It doesn't work like that, right? You want to funnel people to the next step or DM you to Instagram. And then I'll talk about that as well. How does that look like? The Instagram is a great platform to nurture daily, specifically, right? When people are coming from your YouTube, they're going to go to your Instagram specifically because you put it in the link of your YouTube. So like I said, I would focus on YouTube initially, but if you want to do Instagram shorts as well, you can do that as well. Kind of the same strategy. So look at other people, what they're doing, and then copy them, right? So I want to pretty much just transfer people from YouTube who are new, right? You're maybe pumping out a few YouTube videos. You're getting people who are engaging with you, they're getting to know you. You want to bring them specifically to Instagram, right? Where you can essentially just start a conversation with them that want to learn more, that want to have you as their teacher, right? You can also utilize Reels to reach more people if you want to do that as well. It's also a great platform. And essentially having your profile optimized is super important because it is like your new website as well, right? To be able to promote your online education business around your skill again. So the strategy is post stories and content often to ensure prospects of the CTA. This is more the event stuff, but it's just to give you an idea. Like when people go on your Instagram, they have to get nurtured. You have to have call to actions put in place, or else they're not going to feel the urge to contact you directly. Some people do, but some people need some CTAs and stuff like that, right? You want to DM people who follow you and create conversations and pitch them if they're interested. Again, if you're just starting out, you're pitching them to book a call with you. That's it. On the Calendly, send them the Calendly link. They can book a call, and then you can speak on what exactly you do and how you can help them, right? And we'll get into price and everything like that later on. You want to optimize your profile to have clear next steps by your offer. This is TikTok, but you know what? I'm not even going to go on TikTok because it's just not a good strategy for now, and I'm just going to skip it, right? So Instagram and YouTube, just focus on that specifically if you're starting out, right? The next thing is the offer. So it's fine to have this attention. Maybe you're going to get a few thousand views. People are saying they're interested and want to learn more, but you need to have your offer. This is essentially how you're going to make money. You can't make money now with just simply YouTube paying you because of views or sponsorships or things like that, right? Because or else you're going to be just another content creator. That's not what you want to do. You want to have an actual business, an actual online education business. You want to be a coach to some people, right? So this is exactly what you have to do. You have to create your own online offer, right? But you don't have to create it the second that you know that you want to do this, right? You don't want to build out the whole thing before you don't even know actually how people want your help. That's just going to waste time. I'll get into that as well, right? So you have to figure out how essentially it's going to be structured, what kind of help it is, the promise, etc., right? And the fastest way to figure this out is to get feedback from interested buyers. So people who are maybe watching YouTube content, they're on your Instagram, they're DMing you. You have to get their feedback from what they actually want, right? So here's exactly how you do this in the fastest way. You don't build out the whole product. You don't build out the video modules. You don't start doing live classes. I mean, live classes is a bit different, but you don't actually build up the whole thing. You don't set up a platform, anything like that. It really does not have to be that complicated. You sell your time first. This is the very first thing you should do. Again, depending on the situation, and calls with you initially to a select group of people, right? So essentially with those calls, you're going to mention about what you're currently doing. It's going to be meetings, 4 times a week with you. They're going to be able to ask you any questions. They're going to be able to give you a detailed plan of what they exactly want when it comes to videos. And then from there, right, you can get those people in for a few $1,000s if it's worth a lot of your time. If you're just starting out, just a few $100s to at least get the ball running, just to prove concept, and work with those people until they give you pretty much the full detailed layout of what you should make the course about. That's exactly what you want, right? Then through helping them with the calls, you want to find out the ideal product you have to create. So you're going to essentially, with the feedback you're going to get, find the ideal product you should create, right? What should that look like? Should it look like videos? Should it look like a community of other people that can interact with each other? Should it look like live calls? You're going to figure out exactly what that looks like, right? And this essentially will help you make money, save time, and make the perfect offer once you're going to start to scale everything up, right? And then after that, super simple as well. And this is a bit more advanced, but super important as well. This is how you're going to be able to really capitalize on it and make a bunch of money. It's basically having the proper selling system, because sure, now you have attention. Maybe, you're watching this video and you already have some attention, which is great. Pretty much you've nailed on the first part. So the second part is just the offer, but then the selling system. How do you bring those people that are looking at you through your YouTube, through your Instagram, through your TikTok, whatever, into actually paying you, right? There's a full system for that. And it is very different from having someone pay you $50, which is pretty simple. Just, hey, go buy this. And a lot of people will buy. Then saying, hey, I'm charging, $2,000, $3,000 for this, or $1,000 for this. It's all different, right? And there's all kind of different selling systems for that, right? And they don't have to be super complex, the selling systems. I've made another video specifically about this. I don't know if it's up yet, but showing you exactly what your selling system should be, like breaking down exactly the platforms, who they go down, the funnel and everything. So you can go check that out. And in fact, simple ones do very well. So they just need to be done correctly. So this is an example of one, just to show you quickly, like people go through your content. They have specific, like this is the funnel where they go through chats, whatever, right? I'm not going to go into it. I've been into it in another video, but essentially this is what like a simple selling system looks like. It's just people getting funnel from the top of the funnel, which is essentially social media platforms, right? The traffic you're getting, and the funnel to all the way to a paying client that pay you, right? So that's essentially what that looks like, right? Something I didn't mention as well is something that would help in the very first step is having the proper help. And this is kind of a plug here, because being able to have the right partner to help you all implement all these systems, because yes, I make it seem easy, but there's a lot of systems when it comes to content, when it comes to the selling system, when it comes to having the right offer, the right messaging, the right price. There's a lot that goes into it, right? And especially if you've never done this before, which is, mostly the people I work with, it's going to be very confusing for you, right? So trying to figure how to set up pretty much everything and how to do it correctly, because you can set these things up, but if you don't know how to operate them quickly and efficiently, it's not going to work, right? So this is exactly what we do. So if you want more info on this, you can check out the links in the bio and you'll click there and go to the next steps. That's for me specifically. So to recap, this is essentially what you need to start selling your online offer, the quickest way and the easiest way, the very first step you have to do, right? So all starts with the traffic. I would recommend organic. I put paid here as well, but organic's the best. Goes through a funnel usually to your offer. Then to your offer, there's a selling system to be able to get to people those offers. The proper help is also super important. And then there you go, you have your online education business, making 10, 100K per month, being able to work from anywhere you want, have a 95% profit margin business, be able to work on your passion, help others. It's very fulfilling. So that's essentially the whole model in of itself, right? And you might be thinking it's super, super complex or whatever, but in reality, in the world today, with all the kind of business types and everything like that, this is not the easiest business start, the most simple, the most scalable, and the one you should focus on. Like, I don't know, starting an IRL business is going to be very, very difficult compared to this. It's going to require a lot of upfront cost compared to this, which, as you can see, there's basically no upfront cost. Like, did I say invest in this, spend $5,000 on this? No, really not, because that's the power of having online education business and being skilled at. That's why I'm making this video, because if you're skilled and you take advantage of this and you do this correctly and you put some effort in, you're going to be able to have that business and work from anywhere and do all those things I've talked about, right? That's exactly why I'm showing you this video. And that's exactly what I help people out with, right? So if you're looking to someone who has a skill, if you're someone who has a skill and has been thinking of launching their own online offers to be able to help others, right? Maybe even think about it. Maybe this video made you realize it. Well, I want you to stop waiting, because it's just a question of turning that skill, that knowledge you have, into an online offer to be able to make money and all the things that I said. Again, I'm not going to repeat myself, right? So if you'd like to get all the systems and pretty much all the help and the partnership and the consulting to do this correctly, this is exactly what I do, right? But this is, again, for a select few people. Usually I work with people who already have the attention and traffic side of things covered. But if you're someone who doesn't and really is serious about this and wants to do this, there's also a way we can work as well through that, right? So I want you to watch our qualified video with the link in bio. It's going to be the first link. Click on it and specifically book a call once you think you're qualified, right? If not as well, I have my Instagram. You can always DM me there. You can ask me any questions about this video, about the opportunity, whatever, and I can definitely help you out, right? So I've been able to help a lot of people do this. If you're looking to do this, again, you know what to do with the next steps, and I will talk to you in another video.